For capital of the amazing land of the Incas, Peru, a land of wonderful food, amazing stories and history, and also warm people that is awaiting for you all in person and virtually. It is a pleasure to have you this afternoon. It is exactly midday, 12 in the afternoon here in Lima City. And we are in summer. Yesterday, a couple of days ago, we celebrated the summer solstice. And we are now having these beautiful warm days with blue sky and sun finally. It is wonderful to have you today. So thanks a lot for tuning in with this tour, for joining this tour. My name is Vanessa Vasquez. I am your Lima City tour guide. I've been guiding in Lima for over 15 years. This is actually my full-time job. And it is a pleasure to show you different corners of Lima, places that are not visited by travelers. When they come in person to Lima, they don't get to visit markets like the one we're going to see today. So I hope you feel super special in this occasion because you're going to see not just a market that is a locals market, also you're going to see it in this special holiday season in Christmas. So let's say hi to all the people joining today. Hola, hola amigos. Thanks for coming, by the way. Oh, so many names. Hola, hola, hello. Thank you so much. And also Jay, hola, thanks for coming. Hello, JB. Hola, hola. And well, feel comfortable. Please use the chat zone. You can make as many questions as you wish. We're going to be walking for these minutes around the market, and we're going to talk about how is the Christmas season for us and how we Limanians, people from Lima, live Christmas. So once again, my name is Vanessa. If you're new to my channel, please give me a follow. There is a button somewhere here or here where you can follow my channel. And well, I will be bringing lots of fun tours also, not just for the rest of this month, which I have prepared lots of Christmassy events and New Year's Eve events, but also next year. Next year we're going to have something completely new, like I will renovate all my tours in the platform. So if you've been already in my tours, please come back to the tours in Lima because everything will be new. Before we begin this walk, first of all, again, you can make as many questions as you wish here in the channel. In the chat zone. I will be checking on them. We're going to be talking about Christmas in Lima. Also, as you know, these are free tours. And if you wish to support your guide in Lima and also the platform HeyGo, you can do it through a tip. I am going to also activate the tip button. You can do it at any time during the tour or after even I finish the tour. Thank you so much in advance because probably most of you know already that these tours are for free and we are not paid by HeyGo, so we are basically paid by your tips and your support. So thank you so much for that. So well, let's begin with this adventure, and where we are in this moment is Magdalena. Magdalena district is one of the 43 districts of Lima City. Hola, gracias. And we are going to, gracias. We have lots of people dancing and making, like music profits also from playing music around. So we have here the sign of Magdalena, the district where we are in this moment. And we are going to begin this adventure in the market. And of course, the Christmas tree displayed here, showing, of course, the season we are living. And Peruvians are very, very Catholic. Most of Peruvians are or identify with Catholic faith. About 80% of Peruvians consider themselves Catholic, but most of the time it's more for tradition, really more than for conviction. Because we have lots of traditions in Peru connected with the faith that the Spanish introduced. But to be very honest, many Peruvians don't really understand in detail many of these traditions. Instead, we have mixed the the influence of the Incas and the culture of the Incas with the one of the Spanish. So in this nativity set, you can see that we don't have yet the child, baby Jesus, because it is a tradition that either we put baby Jesus at midnight on the 24th in our houses especially, or sometimes we put the baby Jesus, but we cover it with a little blanket, a white blanket. So at midnight, we uncover the baby Jesus. That's one of the ways how we do it. Also, in this case, we don't see baby Jesus because we will be actually putting it at midnight. So we will continue also over here. This is the Central Park of Magdalena District. The Spanish conquistadors introduced not just the Catholic faith, not just the holiday we are living, the Christmas holiday, and basically lots of many other religious festivities, but also they introduced a layut for the city. Hola, Mariana. Thanks for coming. Thank you. Yes, the Belenes. By the way, the nativity sets are called in Spanish Belén or nacimiento. Nacimiento means birth. But of course, that's a word we would use in other situations. But nacimiento, it refers, when you're talking about Christmas, the Christmas nacimiento, with the nativity of Jesus. The Central Park of Magdalena is, to be honest, a new part of the city, because this part of Lima was really not occupied, not even during the colonial times. The church that we have very close to the park, which you can see it also in a moment, is a church from the 1920s. So most of the development in this section is, to be very honest, modern. So we have the church over there in the distance. Closed at this time in the afternoon, but later is going to be open. So the park that we see here is also from the 20th century, and the market we're going to see is as well from that period, from the 1920s, 1930s. So the Spanish conquistadors introduced the idea of the Central Park. But the Central Parks were originally the places where the markets used to be. So we are going to see a market. We're going to walk around the markets section, and we're going to check on some products also that we have in the market that are connected with the Christmas. But remember that the markets used to be originally in the central squares, in the main squares of the city. This changed completely, especially in the beginnings of the 20th century. So we had some markets in Lima in the main squares until that time. But also for sanitary reasons, and also the change of century made, some impulses to renovate also the layuts of Lima. And then later the markets were moved into their own set zones. Also, the markets used to be put every day in the morning and then removed or put down at the night time. Because people couldn't really own a space in the central plazas. So these stalls that were installed every day had to be removed by night time. So this changed with the creation of the first markets, the first permanent markets. And the first permanent markets actually were originated very close to the historic center in Lima, in downtown Lima. I have a tour about the Central Market of Lima and also the Chinatown, which is really interesting. I will be bringing back soon this tour, so I hope to have you in that occasion. Also notice that, of course, because of the Christmas season, because everybody's now going out to do the shopping also, and tomorrow is going to be the 24th, so everybody wants to have already shopped all the products for the preparation of some of the dishes that are the most prepared, and actually that takes some time to be prepared, right? So we're going to see also the traffic here. Look at the traffic, amigos, amigas, and welcome you all. Welcome so much. Welcome to Lima. Thanks a lot for joining. I am transmitting here live in Lima, Peru. So I'm just trying to show you the traffic. Very bad traffic, as you can see. Always in the holidays, it gets quite bad. So now we're going to walk around the market section and stroll the streets of the central market of Lima. And let me show you first of all that everybody, is, buying things and taking things in these tricycles, motor tricycles, like these are vendors, for example, that are moving their products into the market. We have also the tuk-tuks. Well, we call them moto taxis, by the way. The tuk-tuks, which is this sort of like a motorcycle engine adapted for, let's say, occupying or having more seats in the back for more clients. Those are called moto taxis. They are very popular in the city to go for short distances. So, Jay, city drivers are the same no matter the country. Yes, exactly. Always quite, like macho drivers also in Lima, because we have a very extreme driving. But in big cities, you always have lots of driving and traffic in these moments in the year. I just want to show you a little bit of the options on the beverages, for example, for the morning, the juices. I don't know if you speak Spanish or you read Spanish, but let me tell you that the most popular fruits we like for our juices here, which are quite cheap, by the way. You can see the prices here. 5 soles is like about $1.50, a little bit less than $1.50 US. So we have, for example, papaya, pineapple, strawberry. This is plátano, banana, orange, and we have lots of different combinations of juices. So maybe we can have 1 or 2 glasses of this orange juice, Jay, later. So beautiful colors of fruits, and we're going to see some of these fruits in a moment, actually across. So we are in summer. This is officially summer season. So the summer season brings the colors, brings joy, brings, people feeling more active. And we go to the beach in this season. So usually the day after we celebrate Christmas, we go to the beach. So we have here in this stall some fruits. For example, this one here, this is plátano bellaco. This is plantain. It's for Friday. So it is really cheap to live healthy in this part of the world. And although we consider, of course, fast food to be something attractive, young people especially love the flavor of the fast food. For us, we are very blessed still to have the chance of still consuming healthy, traditional recipes, healthy products, non-GMOs, right, in the country. So you don't need to be rich in Peru to eat well. So we're going now to talk again about Christmas. Also, you can make as many questions. Hola, Chandra. Thanks for coming. Thank you. Thanks to my colleagues that are joining also this event. It is also important for all of us, the community of tour guides, to also travel around the world and to see other similarities and realities, also differences around the world. So we have lots of people acting in the streets, performing their shows, because I think most people feel more generous in this time of the year. A little bit more generous to give away, to give a present, to share with others. So this is a high season for performing, street performing. And we have a little bit more of music. And let me show you also, next to the musicians, one of the dishes Peruvians used to consume in Christmas back in the old days. Let's enjoy a little bit of the music. So in the market, you never get bored. We have here the tamales. Amigos, amigas, tamales are these corn cakes, ancestral corn cakes that were prepared not just in Peru, also in Mesoamerica, in Mexico as well. There are tamales. Our tamales actually were not called originally tamales. They were called humintas. Humintas. Actually, the name humita is more alike to the original pronunciation of these corn cakes, the name given to the corn cakes. When the Spanish conquistadors came, you know that originally they reached out, Central America and Mexico before they came to Peru, before they discovered the land of the Incas. So there were many products that they knew first, or they got in touch with in Central America first, and later when they saw similar products here, they continued calling them in the way how they were called in that other section of the Americas. So that's why we call our product tamal or tamales. The idea is pretty much the same, no? These corn cakes, which are sort of like covered with the husk, could be the husk of the corn or the leaf of banana trees. So the husk of corn in this case, or the other one is the leaves of the banana trees. And they are given different flavors according to the covering. So the ones that you see, for example, in this form, they are typical from the Andes, and the ones over here are more typical from the coast. And we have them sweet and salty, green and yellow. So we have different options. This is or used to be honest, the typical Christmas dinner until the 19th century. So it was one of the many different products that we had in the tables back in the colonial times during the Christmas season. But now we don't consume tamal in this occasion of Christmas. Instead, we consume turkey. Gracias. We consume turkey. Hola, Patrick. Hello. Thanks for joining. I have another colleague joining. Hola, amigo. Thanks for coming. You arrived to the moment when I was explaining about the tamales. And Patrick has also been in Peru and in Bolivia recently. So he knows that also in Bolivia there are humintas as well as here. And that was the original way how we call these corn cakes. But now we consume turkey for Christmas. We consume panettone for Christmas, Italian panettone. And in these, hot days and nights also of summer, we, especially in the Christmas Eve and also New Year's Eve, we consume not just the panettone, also hot chocolate, hot boiling almost chocolate. Together, the panettone and the chocolate are the best treat. So if you want to add a Peruvian tradition into your Christmas table or New Year's Eve table, get a panettone, hot chocolate. For you will make probably more sense if you are in North America or in Europe because it's cold there. And also do one more thing. Cover your panettone with butter. The panettone with the butter is the best combination. And then, well, don't think about the calories because, that will ruin the whole experience. So we're going to turn also to see a little bit of the products of Christmas. Today is a hot chocolate week. Oh, interesting. Well, we are actually here always in the week of the Christmas celebration, hot chocolate week. We have lots of different products around Christmas, and this will also allow me to talk about, Christmas in Peru. Gracias, Patrick. Thank you, amigo. Thanks for your tip support. So Christmas in Peru is probably one of the most odd, let's say, celebrations for us because, all of the elements that you see here. Look at the snowman, for example. This is a pretty decoration. I think it covers a cushion, or the socks, with the snowman and the moose. Well, everything recalls winter. It's all about winter. Look at this, for example, no? Winter, snow. And I know you are having really cold days. These days are the coldest for you, and these nights are the coldest for you in the north. For us, we are in the summer solstice. Just celebrated on the 21st, the summer solstice. So meaning that we are celebrating, let's say, an event that is alien to us in many ways. But we love to celebrate it the closest we can to the actual Christmas you have in the north. Because our Christmas, and we will continue walking a little bit more, and I want to show you all these Christmassy decorations that will go really wonderful, in an environment where snow will be really falling, but we never get snow in Lima, by the way. This is for us a way to feel also a little bit more connected or globalized, connected with the idea of how Christmas is in our minds. Because in our minds, nowadays, Christmas is, winter, is Santa Claus, is a snow, is things we have never experienced in person. In the old days, Christmas used to be very different because the idea of globalization didn't exist back in the old days, or it was very different. So Christmas until, let's say, the time of the independence from Spain, it was a religious celebration only, not commercial at all. It was a religious celebration, not even really centering family, and a family reunion that much. It was a reunion, but connected with prayers, connected with, going to the mass. And well, things changed drastically, of course, since the 19th century, and also the influence of immigrants from Europe. And we got immigrants from Europe, especially from France, from Germany. We had people from Poland, for example. My husband is part Polish, part Peruvian. We had people from Italy, lots of Italians. So they brought their traditions to us. Many of them married Peruvians, Peruvian women, Peruvian men. And that's the point in which we started to get the fusion of cultures. I just wanted to stop briefly in front of this piece of art. It was made by an artist called Desertor. And Desertor is one of the trendy street artists we have in this moment. He's been contracted to make murals, not just in Lima, privately, also internationally. He participates in many different international events of muralists and street artists. And his concept is always, including elements from the Andes. For example, this scene, which is very pretty, it shows, a mother and a daughter. We can presume it's a mother and a daughter And I will move a little bit forward to have the better image of everything. And we can see that they are like lighting up a candle, but this candle doesn't have fire in it. It has instead a leaf. What kind of leaf do you think is this one? What kind of leaf do you think is the one we are seeing here? Anyone has an idea? Muy bien, Patrick, bravo. Well, Michael, close. Coca, without the O. Yeah, but yes, of course, coca. The coca leaf is a very important leaf connected with our traditions, with our ancestry, connected with the pride of being indigenous descent as well, and also connected with our culture in a more deep sense, because many of the traditions we have in Peru nowadays that we say, oh, this is a Catholic tradition, of course, going to the cemeteries and celebrate the Day of Death is very Catholic. Well, to be honest, not really. When you see what we do in the cemeteries, and when you see that we bring food to the dead in the cemeteries, and we consider cemeteries to be places of, like a respect, places where we can get this connection with the dead and pray our dead and mourn our dead, and that our dead are there awaiting for us with open arms. There you understand that we are really not exactly that Roman Catholic, right? So we're going to turn the camera a little bit, and we are going to see, of course, more decorations of Christmas. And what we have here, of course, we have the tree, because a Christmas without a tree, it's not a Christmas. We have them in all different shapes and sizes. We have them minimalistic. We have them huge. We have them in plastic, but we never have them for real, because Lima lays on a desert. Lima is the second biggest city in the world built on a desert. And that means that you will never see a tree, like a pine tree, in the houses of people, like as part of a decoration, because it would be like tremendously expensive and a waste for us. So we have plastic ones. So the ones you see over there, they might be about 50 to 60 US dollars, American dollars. We have also more fancy over here. And the idea also of the lights, and the decoration of Christmas, very, very pretty. So to be honest, decorating your home for Christmas, which is a very important thing, is a norm in every house, it would take you really a lot of money. For most Peruvian people, it would cost really a lot. That's why we save a lot of these decorations, like for years and years. And many of the decorations I have in my house are from my grandmother. In a way, of course, in part is because they belong to my grandmother, and they are special for that reason. And also because many of those pieces, are extremely expensive. Also, I want to keep them in the family as much as I can. And especially to teach my children about the traditions of our granny, for example, the granny. So we have here the angels, and of course the idea of the angels, very important, because in the pre-Hispanic times we didn't have the idea of an angel, a guardian angel, but we had deities that had wings, and that were also fighters, that were protectors of the divinities of the past. So I will be also conducting very soon an event about mythology. Peruvian mythology, pre-Hispanic mythology. So I hope you can join. And in each event, we're going to be talking about different things. So the one I'm going to be doing soon is about demons. The demons, pre-Hispanic demons. So I hope you can come also. And we have, of course, the nativity sets. We have lots of different nativity sets, nacimientos they are called. And the nacimientos, they come in different shapes, in different sizes, in different forms. Some of them are like the most traditional. For example, let me show you these ones here. And also notice that in the very traditional ones, most of the characters, they look very European. So this is the way how all the nativity sets used to be like. Oh, gracias, Ivy. Thank you. Feliz Navidad to you as well. So we have, oh, JB, gracias, JB. We have also some really interesting inclusions. Like, for example, do you recognize this bird over here? Who can tell me which bird is this one? We have, of course, among, the cows and the dogs, and animals that can be more sort of like traditional in the Christmas set. But we have a condor. This is a condor. El cóndor pasa, mamita, claro. We have the condor. We have the cuy, the guinea pig.
Very good, very good. No sé más.
Gracias. We have the guinea pig.
Ay, qué lindo habla la Moni. Casa, mi reina.
And we have also the more traditional animals. Oh, what are we having here? We have even elephants. So these are Patrick, muy bien. Patrick just came from South America, so I think he still has some appetite for the Peruvian traditional dishes. Like, for example, guinea pig in Peru is not just a pet, by the way. So we have also some other pretty nacimientos. We have different kinds of them. So remember that our nacimientos are the traditional ones, or look very European features, but we have also nacimientos that are a little bit different. Some of them look more like indigenous. We have nacimientos that are indigenous. We have nacimientos that are Afro-descendant. For example, I hope you can give a look to the ones we have here. We have the one over there. It looks very indigenous, right? This one here below, I think we can also give a look to this one here. Very indigenous, traditional indigenous nacimientos. So we have recently changed a lot our perspective about who we are, who Peruvians are. We know Peruvians are a melting pot. We are very proud of being melting pot, of all of these influences we have from all over the world. But it has taken time to us to understand that the beauty of being Peruvian and also the beauty of being Latin American is the fact that we have all of this union and syncretism of cultures. So we have, for example, here, papel cerro. So this is papel cerro. And can you imagine why we have this paper painted in green? Sorry that we have lots of people passing, but this paper green, who can tell me why we have papel cerro or this green painted, because it's painted, by the way, paper? So who can tell me? Do they sing villancicos also in Peru? Yes, Marina, we have villancicos, of course. You have to look in internet for the Toribia-nitos. The Toribia-nitos are the most famous, let's say, singers of villancicos or carols, Christmas carols. You can see also more of the paper here. So why we have this paper green color everywhere in every store? Let me tell you the reason. It is because in Peru, when we set up our nativity set next to the tree, usually we choose a big corner to do that. We have more papel cerro over here, more paper green color. What we do is we choose a corner, and in that corner we create a space that looks like the mountains, like the Andes. And we use this paper to create the shape of the Andes, the mountains. It is really interesting because many people really don't know why they do that. They say, oh, because it's the tradition, because my grandmother used to do it like that. There has been some investigations done by specialists, anthropologists in particular, about the idea how we represent our nativity sets. And, well, what they say is that this could be also a memory of the origin of the people, an origin in the Andes, right? So many people come from the Andes. In Lima, we have lots of people from the mountains. My family, from my mother's side and my father's side, they are both from the Andes. My mother's family came from the Central Andes. My father's family came from the North Andes. And what you see, of course, the most there is not just the hills, also the green mountains, because we have a rainy season, which has started officially. And by the way, the good news is that rains are starting to happen in Cusco, which is really good. We've been having a period of drought, like very bad, no rains. So finally, Mother Earth is, ready for the rain to continue to come back. And we need that because we are an agricultural country. So this process of regeneration, which starts in this time of the year, which starts in December, because December is the month of the rains. December is the time in the Andes of the Capac Raimi. The Capac Raimi was a celebration of the sun that was mature, right? Gracias, Marilyn. Thanks for your tip support, amiga. So that was the time in the year when the Inca used to celebrate the sun, and because that's the time when the sun is the closest to us, is the biggest, the warmest, the youngest, the strongest. So, and this is the period when the rains begin. When the Spaniards came, well, of course, they were here to fight, against all of those ideas, and that were considered by the Spanish, by the conquistadors, to be completely against, the faith they were bringing, the new faith, the Catholic faith. So the Spaniards fought that faith, and they introduced celebrations which in some cases match perfectly with the ones already existing. Because remember also that we're talking about celebrations that also the Catholic faith introduced. There were pagan celebrations that were introduced also. This is a process, the process of the Catholic religion, right? So in Europe, also pagan celebrations that later became Christian celebrations. So the same happened here in Peru. This is the natural process of evolution of the faith, of the Catholic faith. So that's how the Capac Raimi later became the Christmas season for us. So, but the Andes and the mountains were reverenced during this season. The water was also worshipped in this season. That's why in the nativity sets we have the mountains. But of course, nobody will say, "Oh, I put the hills in the nativity set because I worship Pachamama." No. People will not mention that. People will say that they do it because they believe, that's the way how the nativity was, the geography where the nativity was. And here I am, like choosing some underwear for my friends. Please choose which color you would like, amigos, amigas. And think about New Year's Eve, because New Year's Eve is about to come. So which color do you think you should be wearing for New Year's Eve? And I will tell you which is the color we use in New Year's Eve here in Peru. And Jay already said the correct answer. Muy bien, KM. Muy bien, Angela. Yes, exactly. Yellow, amarillo. That is the color of good luck, for good luck. So if you want to have, a next year like full of love and passion, you would choose instead the red color. And if you want money, you will use the green, which I don't see any green in this moment, or just in the banner. And this goes for boys and for girls, of course. We have a cross, some women underwear, just to show you that girls also wear yellow on New Year's Eve. And we have lots of crazy traditions in New Year's Eve. Yesterday I was discussing with some of my friends that are today also with me here in this tour about some of the traditions that we have for New Year's Eve. One of them, for example, is exactly at midnight, we eat 12 grapes, one for each month of the upcoming year, of the next year. And while we eat each one of the grapes, we make a wish for that specific month. Also, another thing we do is we run around the block with an empty luggage. And if you want to do it, of course, or you do it for traveling internationally, if you want to do it for that purpose, better carry a passport with you. And we're going to see also this pretty piece of art that the artist here, a very young boy, has created today. So they do this for tips. So we're going to offer them a tip. And we have a nativity in this moment. So let me just give you a nice picture of the nativity. And we have here the artists also, which are there. Also, these young boys that are doing this art. Gracias a ti, gracias. Está muy bonito. So I'm saying that it looks really pretty, this piece of art. So, ¿cuánto tiempo les tomó, chicos? 2 días. They made it in 2 days, he said. 2 days to finish the whole piece. So, we will continue. Do you celebrate a new year for the Incan calendar? Well, Jennifer, yes, actually the solstices were or mark, the ending of a season. November also is recalled by many specialists because there's not really consensus in terms of, how the Incan people used to celebrate their year. But of course, the calendaries were agricultural calendaries. So we know that the beginning of the year was probably November. And November was the month of the dead in the pre-Hispanic times. Very curious, right? Because we have on the 2nd of November the celebration of the Day of the Dead. And the 1st of November is the celebration of All Saints. So there is indeed an interesting connection, and the Spaniards also sort of like use those connections in their favor to continue with the evangelization. So we are going to give a look to the lunch of today here at Restaurante Lola. So first of all, the price of a lunch, and just to give you an idea how cheap can be eating at a market. Of course, not at a regular restaurant in Miraflores or Barranco, which are the posh touristic districts. But in the market, this is the benefit of eating at a market always, no? That the prices will be cheaper. So, for example, a menu will cost 12 soles and will include an entree. You can choose a soup, or you can choose tequeños, which is sort of like deep fried wonton paste with a stuffing in. But my favorite will be ceviche de pescado, fish ceviche. And I think the main course, segundo, we'll call it segundo because it comes second. First is the entree, and the main course is the second. Segundo will be, for example, something from the north of Peru, seco a la norteña con frijoles. Seco a la norteña is meat with a stew made from herbs, especially cilantro, and beans. Yummy, yummy. Russian salad. This is what we eat also in Christmas with chicken. Green tallarín is noodles with Milanese. Or Milanese with French fries. So what a delicious option. And you can see everybody is enjoying themselves, having a really delicious lunch here at the market. Everybody's happy. Everybody's in the good mood because tomorrow is Christmas. And people will finally see relatives and friends that they haven't seen in a long while. It is for us a time of union, but especially a time for catching up the many years we've been not able to see relatives who probably were maybe not feeling the best, or maybe afraid for COVID, and now they are ready to go out or to receive visitors. And I'm hearing also some music from the jungle. Let's go to see the music from the jungle. Michael, Polly, thanks for your support, amigos. Thank you. Is the Russian salad the Olivier, Russian potato salad? Jay, you know something? I'm not sure. Please give a look to the Peruvian Russian salad online and check if it's alike. I will definitely check it because I don't know. I have a friend that is Russian, that she is born in Russia and married a Peruvian, and she says that they don't have a Russian salad like that in Russia. So she learned about the Russian salad here in Peru. And we're going to dance here because, of course, we are celebrating. Papi, toma. Ay, gracias. Oh, we're going to dance. Vamos a hacer. Estás en vivo en el mundo entero. ¡Woo! Eso. Woo, we're dancing now. Eso. He wants me to stay forever with him. Muchas gracias. Gracias, brother. Gracias. Oh, gracias. Thank you. Say bye to them. Gracias. Woo, sorry that I've been moving so much. But, I didn't expect to dance this much. So, well, now, with this shot of energy of the jungle music of Peru, you can say bye to our friends there in the distance. We're going to the Central Park again for the last words of this tour. And also, I would like to check also your questions because I think we have some. I'm probably missed. Oh, gracias, Marina. Gracias, amiga. So, We have some artwork. Maybe you remember about Desertor, the artist who has been also invited to do a mural in the market. That was the beginning of a new concept for decorating the market. And in this case, well, the next group of artists invited were neighbors of the district, which are also in the street art movement, and that were also invited to put their art here and decorate the streets, decorate the road, decorate the spaces that are, for the community. Is it potato salad with beets? So yes, exactly. Yes, Debbie. I'm just catching up with the questions that were up there because I was dancing with our friends. It is Debbie. True. So my Peruvian. Oh, your husband is Peruvian. Oh, Debbie, that's beautiful. I love to hear that. Love to hear that. And also, if you want to cook for him some Peruvian food, that you want to surprise him, join my cooking shows. I have some cooking events organized in my house in Lima. So please join so I can help you also with some interesting recipes. Where in Lima are you? I am in Magdalena district. Actually, I will show you the name of the district in a little moment as we come to the last part of this tour. Magdalena is one of the 43 districts of Lima, amigos, and is considered a middle-class district. This is a non-touristic district. I mean, it's not in the tourist radar, but we have to make it touristic because everybody that is coming out to travel the world wants to look for original, off the beaten path, authentic, real experiences. So this is really my pleasure to show you places that are, in my opinion, sites that deserve to be visited, given a shot. You can see that I've been, using my cell phone and my gimbal, and everybody's very friendly. Nobody has, come to threaten me, and no means that this is a place that is friendly and has also, vendors and people who really would love to have you here in person. You can have a delicious, lunch here, or you can have also a very, very delicious fresh papaya juice in this section. So, gracias, Felipe. Thank you. And we have here the sign of Magdalena. So the beginning of the tour is the end also of the tour. And thank you so much for coming today to Lima with me. It is really a pleasure to have you in every occasion, also in Lima City, to show you different corners of Lima that are non-touristic, but historic and pretty and beautiful, and that I'm sure you're going to also find original in many ways. Thank you so much for joining. You can also give me a follow to the channel if you wish to learn more about Lima, to learn about the untold history of Lima, to join cooking classes in Lima, to just stroll the streets of Lima with a tour guide, with an official tour guide. Also, if you wish to support this channel, if you wish to support your local guide, you can do it through a tip. If you don't know how it works, maybe you are new to this channel or new to HeyGo, I'm activating a button that will help you with the information on how to donate, how to tip. The tours that we do in HeyGo are all free tours, and we are not paid by HeyGo. We are really paid by your generosity, by your donations, your tip support. So if you would like to help us to continue creating events for you, and you have, of course, the possibility, we understand that not everybody has the chance to donate, but if you can do it through a tip, or you can also adopt this channel, becoming a sponsor. The sponsorship program is something new in HeyGo, and it's a way to support every month a guide of your choice, with a fee of $10. And as a reward, I am giving away to my sponsors my books. I am writing 2 books. One is a cookbook, Peruvian cookbook, and the other one is a guidebook of Lima. This is a little thanks from me to my supporters, to my sponsors. Muchas gracias, amigos. I'm going to be back also reading your comments. I see there are also many. Debbie, I hope you can come to see how I do the lomo saltado, the Peruvian lomo saltado, but probably you know that one already. And I'm going to be doing the anticuchos and the picarones very soon. Picarones is a really wonderful dessert. So, and thanks for the follows, amigos. Have a lovely, lovely rest of the day. Tonight I will be doing the Magic Water Show of Lima, Christmas edition. So if you would like to see some lights and some colors, and well, the time permits you also because it can be late for my friends in Europe, but I promise it's going to be beautiful. It's at 8 p.m. Lima time. So take care and see you very soon. Have a lovely Christmas. If I don't see you later, have a beautiful Christmas. Feliz Navidad. Happy holidays to you all. Love from Lima, Peru, and see you soon. Muchas gracias. Bye-bye.